really necessarily coach gamer. That's something that is inherent in a player.
Can Shedeur Sanders play football in the NFL?
And I think he's just got that it factor. I really do. I think he's got the it factor, and that is so important. And the reason why it did is because he was able to really showcase his vintage trademark accuracy. He was so accurate with that football. That 74% completion percentage, which led the FBS last year, that wasn't just because he didn't want to throw the ball away or he didn't want to complete a Hail Mary. That is legit accuracy that he has.
That is a very difficult throw. He's able to set his body nice and even, get his shoulder to the target, and throw an absolute dart between two defenders.
My expectations have absolutely changed. Absolutely. My expectations have changed because a lot of what we're hearing from Cleveland has changed again.
I thought those 2 touchdown passes were really beautiful, beautiful passes.
I think his demeanor has been great. Publicly, he's been nothing but positive when he's talked to us. Our interactions with him have been great, I think, no matter what questions.
He has a really, really nice touch on the ball. That's probably the thing that I was most impressed with yesterday. Great catches as well, but he put the ball exactly where he needed to put it, and he put it in such a way that the receiver could catch it. He throws an eminently catchable football. He knows when to take a little bit of the heat off of it. He knows when to put a little work in it.
That pressure was coming for him. Like, you could tell, I think, by the way the play was ran, he was really wanting to go to his left, and instead of stepping backward, he stepped to his right and forward to avoid the pass rush, and those were things, I think, going into last night. No one knew if we were going to see him, but he made some really, really, really nice throws still in bad field position and with pressure coming at him.
Shedeur Sanders, he identifies the defense is in man-to-man coverage, so nobody is watching him. He also identifies
overcome some drops, some false starts, but he held it together throughout that adversity, and he showed the moxie side of himself, the gamer side of himself.
He still broke records that your Pro Bowler and Super Bowl contestants haven't even touched in the NFL level. I don't want to hear about the first pick. Shedeur value is incredibly high. Even though Travis Hunter is...
Then that would be counter to anything we've seen from Shedeur Sanders in terms of how he's conducted himself across a couple of different stops in college football from Jackson State to Colorado. And for somebody that's grown up in the limelight, you know that being Deion Sanders' son is going to come along with a different degree of scrutiny. So
that is when you find out what a quarterback is made of.
When we talk about what I saw, no. Let's not be simple and single.
They have brought him along so that he can have sustained success, and that when he is ready to go into a football game, a real game, a live game.
You won't believe what just happened in the NFL world. While most fourth-string rookies are fighting just to make the practice squad, Shedeur Sanders just landed a massive Nike contract extension that has the entire sports marketing industry buzzing. But here's the kicker. This wasn't because of his college stats or his famous last name. This happened because of one single preseason performance that was so jaw-dropping, Nike executives were making calls before the game even ended. What you're about to see will completely change how you think about rookie contracts and why this move might be the smartest bet in sports marketing history. I'm about to break down exactly what happened on August 8th that made Nike go all in on a player most people had never heard of. The sports world is still reeling from Nike's unprecedented move to extend Shedeur Sanders' contract after just one preseason appearance. This isn't your typical endorsement story. We're talking about a fourth-string quarterback who turned a single debut into a marketing phenomenon that has brands scrambling to rewrite their playbooks. Today, I'm going to show you the exact moments from that game that convinced Nike to bet big, reveal the marketing genius behind this decision, and explain why this could change everything for rookie athletes. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Shedeur Sanders might just be the NFL's next megastar and how one performance created a cultural moment that's worth millions. Let me paint you a picture of the exact moment that made Nike executives reach for their phones. Fourth quarter, Browns trailing, and Shedeur Sanders, remember, he's fourth on the depth chart, gets the call. Most rookies in this situation are just trying not to embarrass themselves. But what happened next was pure magic. The play breaks down immediately. The pocket collapses, defenders are closing in from every angle, and any sane quarterback would either take the sack or throw the ball away. But Shedeur does something that separates the good from the great. He improvises. He rolls right, and here's where it gets incredible. Instead of continuing right where the play was designed to go, he plants his foot, flips his entire body, and throws back across the field to his left. Now, let me explain why this throw is absolutely insane. First, he's throwing across his body, which every quarterback coach will tell you is a cardinal sin. Second, he's throwing into a window that's maybe 2 feet wide, between two NFL defenders who are in perfect position. Third, he's doing this while off balance, with pass rushers breathing down his neck. This isn't just a good throw, this is the kind of throw that Pro Bowl quarterbacks attempt maybe twice a season. But here's what made Nike's marketing team lose their minds. The ball placement was perfect. Not just accurate, but placed exactly where only his receiver could get it. The defender's hands were right there, but the ball zipped through like it was guided by GPS. The crowd erupted, the sideline went crazy, and social media exploded instantly. What you have to understand is that Nike has been in this game for decades. They've seen thousands of highlight plays, but they know the difference between a lucky throw and pure talent. This wasn't luck. This was a quarterback displaying the kind of arm talent and decision-making that you can't teach. The degree of difficulty on this throw was off the charts, and he made it look effortless. The immediate reaction told the whole story. His teammates were going absolutely wild, coaches were shaking their heads in disbelief, and even the opposing team's players were giving him props. But the real indicator was what happened next. Within minutes, the clip was trending on every social media platform. ESPN was already calling it one of the throws of the year, and we're talking about a preseason game. Nike's marketing algorithm probably started smoking from all the engagement metrics flooding in. Views, shares, comments, reactions, everything was through the roof. They realized they weren't just watching a good play, they were witnessing a viral moment that would define this player's brand. And when you're Nike, viral moments equal dollar signs. This single throw demonstrated everything Nike looks for in an athlete: skill, composure under pressure, and that indefinable it factor that makes people stop scrolling and start sharing. They knew they had to act fast before every other brand in the world realized what they were looking at. If the touchdown throw got Nike's attention, what happened on the very next drive sealed the deal. 3rd and 9. Game on the line, and most rookie quarterbacks would be feeling the pressure. But Shedeur Sanders? He turned what should have been a disaster into a masterclass in quarterback intelligence. The play call was simple, a quick slant to move the chains. But the defense had other plans. They brought pressure from everywhere, collapsing the pocket before Shedeur could even complete his drop back. Here's where most quarterbacks panic. They either force a throw into coverage, take a sack, or scramble aimlessly hoping something good happens. Shedeur did none of those things. Instead, he did something that made every scout in the building grab their notebooks. He read the coverage pre-snap, recognized it was man-to-man with no spy, and when the pocket collapsed, he made a calculated decision. He stepped up into the pocket first, showing he wasn't afraid of contact. Then when that lane closed, he broke right with purpose. This wasn't a panicked scramble. This was surgical. He kept his eyes downfield the entire time, scanning for receivers while navigating through traffic. When he finally decided to run, he didn't just take off randomly. He identified the exact gap in the defense, accelerated through it, and picked up exactly what he needed. No more, no less. Then, and this is crucial, he slid safely and popped right back up like it was routine. Nike's executives were probably taking notes at this point because what they witnessed was pure football IQ combined with athletic ability. The way he processed information under pressure, made split-second decisions, and executed flawlessly, that's not something you can manufacture. That's natural talent meeting preparation. But here's what really impressed the marketing team. his composure. After making this incredible play, he didn't celebrate wildly or showboat. He simply got up, jogged back to the huddle, and started preparing for the next play. That kind of maturity and focus is exactly what brands want to associate with their products. The social media reaction was immediate and massive. Fans were posting slow-motion breakdowns of his footwork, analysts were comparing him to established stars, and highlight channels were already creating compilation videos. Nike's social media team was probably working overtime just trying to keep up with all the organic content being created around their athlete. What made this play even more valuable from a marketing perspective was its relatability. Every football fan has been in a situation where things go wrong and you have to improvise. Watching Shedeur handle that pressure with such grace and intelligence created an emotional connection with viewers. They weren't just watching a good play, they were watching someone they could root for. Nike understood that this kind of performance under pressure translates directly to brand loyalty. When consumers see an athlete handle adversity with class and skill, they want to be associated with that success. They want to wear the same shoes, the same gear, because it represents those qualities they admire. This scramble proved that Shedeur wasn't just physically talented, he was mentally tough, which is exactly what Nike needed to justify their investment. Now, here's where things get absolutely wild and where Nike's marketing team probably started planning their campaign before the game even ended. After that incredible touchdown pass, Shedeur did something that turned a great football play into a cultural phenomenon. He flexed his wrist and showed off his watch to the camera. Now, you might think, so what? Athletes celebrate all the time. But you'd be missing the genius of this moment. This wasn't just any celebration, this was a perfectly timed, authentic display of confidence that resonated with an entire generation of fans. The way he did it was so smooth, so natural, that it felt genuine rather than forced. And in today's social media world, authenticity is everything. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Not just on sports channels, but on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and every other platform you can imagine. The hashtag started trending immediately, and suddenly everyone was talking about this fourth-string rookie who just announced himself to the world in the most stylish way possible. But here's what made Nike's marketing executives absolutely ecstatic. The organic reach was insane. They didn't have to pay for any of this exposure. Fans were creating their own content, sharing their reactions, and spreading the Shedeur Sanders brand for free. Celebrities started posting about it, other athletes were giving him props, and sports commentators couldn't stop talking about his swagger. The beauty of this moment was its perfect timing. Right after making an impossible throw, he had the confidence to celebrate in style. It showed he wasn't intimidated by the moment, he was embracing it. That kind of self-assurance is exactly what Nike wants in their athletes because it translates to consumers feeling confident when they wear Nike products. What really amplified this moment was the sideline reaction. His teammates went absolutely crazy, and someone caught teammate Willie yelling about how this was man time and telling ladies to hold their calls. That clip went viral on its own, creating a secondary wave of content that kept Shedeur's name trending for days. Nike's social media team was probably working around the clock to capitalize on this organic buzz. They started pushing out content featuring Shedeur in Nike gear, highlighting the exact cleats he wore during the game, and connecting his performance to their brand story. The engagement rates were probably through the roof because fans were already emotionally invested in the narrative. This viral moment proved something crucial to Nike. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just a talented football player, he was a content creator. In today's marketing landscape, that's incredibly valuable. Athletes who can generate organic social media buzz are worth their weight in gold because they create authentic connections with consumers. The watch flex became his signature move, something that fans started imitating and that Nike could build campaigns around. It was spontaneous, it was cool, and it perfectly captured the confidence and style that Nike wants associated with their brand. This single moment probably generated millions of dollars worth of free advertising and established Shedeur as not just an athlete, but as a cultural influencer. Here's where Nike showed why they're the undisputed kings of sports marketing. While other brands were probably still trying to figure out how to spell Shedeur's name correctly, Nike was already 3 steps ahead, turning his debut into a comprehensive marketing campaign that would make other companies jealous. First, let's talk about timing. Nike didn't wait for Shedeur to stack up Pro Bowl appearances or win Rookie of the Year. They struck while the iron was hot, extending his deal within days of his viral performance. This wasn't just smart, it was revolutionary. Most brands play it safe, waiting for proven success before making big investments. Nike flipped that script entirely. The genius was in how they leveraged the family connection without making it the whole story. They brought back the Nike Air DT Max 96, the shoe line made famous by Shedeur Sanders nearly 30 years ago. But instead of just trading on nostalgia, they positioned Shedeur as the evolution of that legacy. They created special colorways like the white and gold, symbolizing both heritage and the future. It was brilliant storytelling that connected multiple generations of fans. But here's what really showed their marketing sophistication. They didn't just focus on the football. They understood that Shedeur's appeal went beyond sports. His style, his confidence, his social media presence, all of that was part of the package. They weren't just signing a quarterback, they were signing a lifestyle brand. The speed of their response was incredible. Within 48 hours of his debut, they had custom Browns-inspired DT Max 96 cleats ready for market. They created content featuring those exact cleats he wore during his touchdown pass. They turned his game-worn gear into must-have merchandise before anyone else even realized there was demand. Nike's campaign strategy was multi-layered. They hit traditional sports media with highlight reels and performance stats. They dominated social media with behind-the-scenes content and lifestyle shots. They targeted younger demographics with TikTok-style quick cuts and viral moments. They covered every possible angle to maximize reach and engagement. What made this extension so smart was the risk-reward calculation. Yes, Shedeur wasn't proven at the NFL level, but the potential upside was enormous. If he becomes a star, and his debut suggested he might, Nike will have locked him up before his price skyrocketed. If he doesn't pan out, they haven't invested so much that it would hurt their bottom line significantly. The cultural impact was immediate. Other brands started scrambling to find their own next big thing before it became obvious to everyone. Nike had essentially created a new playbook for athlete endorsements, identify talent early, bet on potential rather than just proven performance, and create comprehensive campaigns that go beyond just sports. This move sent shockwaves through the industry because it proved that Nike wasn't just reacting to trends, they were creating them. They turned a fourth-string rookie's preseason debut into a marketing phenomenon that other companies are still trying to figure out how to replicate. The message was clear: Nike doesn't wait for stars to be made. They make stars. So there you have it, the complete breakdown of how one preseason performance turned Shedeur Sanders from a fourth-string rookie into Nike's next big bet. That impossible touchdown throw showed pure talent. The scramble demonstrated championship-level composure, the viral celebration created a cultural moment, and Nike's lightning-fast response proved why they're the masters of sports marketing. This story is bigger than just one player or one contract. It's about how the entire endorsement game is changing. Nike just proved that you don't have to wait for athletes to become superstars, sometimes you can help create them. If Shedeur continues performing like this, we might be looking at the NFL's next megastar. And Nike will have been there from the beginning. What do you think? Did Nike make the smartest move in sports marketing, or are they taking too big a risk on an unproven player? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives on these game-changing moments. If you enjoyed this breakdown of sports marketing genius, Make sure you're subscribed because next week I'm diving into how social media is completely revolutionizing athlete contracts. You won't want to miss that analysis. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when these industry-shaking stories drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue following the stories that are reshaping sports as we know it.